Don't laugh. Ready, game face. 3, 2, 1. Good morning and welcome back to At First Glance. My name is Jared Lawson.
It's good to be with you. I'm Pastor Michael Miller here at First Lutheran Church.
Pastor Michael Miller. I remember the first episode, I thought it was pronounced Mueller because I never said it out loud.
I remember that, yes, now that you remind me.
Pretty funny. All right, a little throwback if you didn't see the first episode. It's a doozy. Well, so today we got another long one. You wouldn't believe it. This second half of Lent is going long.
This is the final of the series of signs from
It is.
Jesus in John's Gospel.
And boy, are we ending on a high
it
note.
is a climax, yes.
Yes. We are talking today about the death and resurrection of Lazarus. Pretty exciting stuff. I can't wait to get into it. Should we get right into it?
Tell us the story.
Let's go through it. If you're following along at home, we are going John chapter 11, 1 through 45. That seems long. It's because it is. Bear with me. If you learned anything from the last episode, I only barely know English, so we're doing good.
We're getting better.
We're getting better every episode. Probably. Now a certain man was ill, Lazarus of Bethany, in the village of Mary and her sister Martha. It was Mary who anointed the Lord with ointment and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was ill. So the sisters sent to him, saying, Lord, he whom you love is ill. But when Jesus heard it, he said, This illness does not lead to death. It is for the glory of God, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So when he heard that Lazarus was ill, he stayed 2 days longer in the place where he was. Then after this, he said to the disciples, Let us go to Judea again. The disciples said to him, Rabbi, the Jews were just now seeking to stone you, and you are going there again? Jesus answered, Are there not 12 hours in the day? If anyone walks in the day, he does not stumble, because he sees the light of this world. But if anyone walks in the night, he stumbles because the light is not in him. After saying these things, he said to them, Our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I will go awaken him. The disciples said to him, Lord, if he has fallen asleep, he will recover. Now Jesus had spoken of his death, but they thought they meant he was taking a rest in sleep. Then Jesus told them plainly, Lazarus has died, and for your sake I am glad that I was not there, so that you may believe, but let us go to him. So Thomas called the twin and said to his fellow disciples, Let us also go, that we may die with him. Now when Jesus came, he found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb 4 days. Bethany was near Jerusalem, about 2 miles off. And many of the Jews had come to Mary and Martha to console them concerning their brother. So when Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went to meet him. But Mary remained seated in the house. Martha said to Jesus, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now, I know that whatever you ask from God, God will give you. Jesus said to her, Your brother will rise again. Martha said to him, I know that he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live. And everyone who lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this? She said to him, Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God, who is coming into the world. When she had said this, she went and called her sister Mary, saying in private, The teacher is here and calling for you. And when she heard it, she rose quickly and went to him. Now Jesus had not yet come into the village, but was still in the place where Martha had met him. When the Jews who were with her in the house, consoling her, saw Mary rise quickly and go out, they followed her, supposing that she was going to the tomb to weep there. Now when Mary came to where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet, saying to him, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in his spirit and greatly troubled. And he said, "Where have you laid him?" They said to him, "Lord, come and see." Jesus wept. So the Jews said, "See how he loved him." Because some of them said, "Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man also have kept this man from dying?" Then Jesus, deeply moved again, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone lay against it. Jesus said, "Take away the stone." Martha, the sister of the dead man, said to him, "Lord, by this time there will be an odor, for he has been dead 4 days." Jesus said to her, "Did I not tell you that if you believed you would see the glory of God?" So they took away the stone. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but I said this on the account of the people standing around, that they may believe that you sent me." When he said these things, he cried out with a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." The man who had died came out, his hands and feet bound with linen strips, and his face wrapped with a cloth. Jesus said to them, "Unbind him and let him go." Many of the Jews, therefore, who had come with Mary and had seen what he did, believed in him.
That's a powerful story.
It's a very powerful story. And there's, again, just like last week, a treasure trove. There's a lot here. I think each one of these stories kind of deserves its own Sunday.
Yeah.
But we'll do it in one. Because you're just that good, right, Pastor?
We'll try to be.
I love the confidence.
See, we only have an hour worship service, so that the time is limited.
Well, we could have like an hour sermon, I think, right?
We could, yeah. Like you said, there's so much in this.
There is so much in this.
I mean, I think the first thing that strikes me in hearing this again is the deep relationship of Mary and Martha and Lazarus to Jesus.
Absolutely.
He loved them, and they loved him. Yeah, and Mary poured out the perfume. She's the one that's identified in John's Gospel, and so there's this deep connection in the sense that if Lazarus is really ill, that Jesus will care to come, and he's shown power to heal, and they put their trust in him, and he waits.
He does. Not only does he waits about 2 miles away. Not that far of a distance. And I think that says something. It's a purposeful waiting that Jesus is doing.
It's an intentional waiting. Yeah. I'm not going to go there right away. So it sets up this very painful encounter.
It does.
At the tomb.
I think this story almost, maybe more than any other story in the Gospels, shows how deeply relational Christ is to us. I mean, it's a very famous verse in this, the shortest verse in the Bible. Jesus wept. You could say 10,000 words just about these two, talking about why would Jesus weep over us. I mean, he knew he was going to raise Lazarus. He could have been like, "Hey guys, watch this," He could have made it a little joke and or made it a show, but he doesn't do that. He weeps and he feels the feelings of those around him, even though he's the God of the universe. He doesn't necessarily need to do that. I think that's really interesting. That's that's a sticking point for me in this reading.
Sticking point in the sense of
it sticks with me.
Yeah, it captures your attention.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's fully human, and yeah, I mean, if he were just this divinity encapsulated in a human body, distant from that experience,
right?
He wouldn't
weep.
But he's. I mean, the question is poignant, both from Martha and from Mary. Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died.
Right.
They're in this grief right now because that illness didn't heal itself.
Right.
And now their brother's gone. But if you'd been here,
He would not.
he wouldn't have died.
Yeah, from both sisters.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be rough.
Mm-hmm. And so they're in their grief, and all the people around are sharing in that grief, and he's caught up in it himself because he loved them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
In this story, I think it's fun that they reference the story from last week about he could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man also keep this man from dying.
mm-hmm.
John has this really good way of pointing backwards to things that have already happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it raises this question. Well, it's not even really a question. He could have done it, but again, he chose not to, so that the glory of God would be revealed in the raising of Lazarus.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you think Lazarus? Do you think Lazarus appreciated that one? You think he woke up and was like, "Dude, what's Lazarus doing?"
Yeah, I mean that's he stumbles out of the tomb still wrapped in everything
Yeah.
with something around his face.
In desperate need of a shower.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine.
Yeah. I'd like to ask him that one day. Hey, what'd you do when you woke up? Do you have choice
Is
words?
this really happening?
Was this a bad dream? Yeah, that's interesting.
But imagine being around the table again
Yeah.
after all of that and
It's like,
sharing.
you
a
got a
meal.
story.
Yeah.
You got stories.
Yeah.
One of the kind of background context pieces in this story is that he was laid in the tomb for 4 days. He's been dead for 4 days. In the Jewish culture, after 3 days, they believed the soul left the body physically and then moved
Mm-hmm.
wherever that was going.
Mm-hmm.
And so Jesus purposely waits 4 days
Mm-hmm.
to show that it's not just power over this earth, but over the spiritual realm as well. I think that's a pretty cool and important context piece there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course there's all of the anticipation then of Jesus' own
Yes.
death and burial, the stone in front of the tomb that's removed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And as we move closer to Easter and Good Friday, and this all becomes really almost physically present with Jesus.
Mhm.
Jesus maybe that's one of the pieces of Jesus' weeping there is he sees the tomb enclosed and he knows that's his future as well.
Mhm.
And it's coming up pretty quick for him.
Yeah. So death and life, what we don't have control over, to be able to entrust ourselves to a power greater,
Mm-hmm.
a life that's greater. And this is what that concluding verse that you read. This is what caused many who were there to see that to believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting connection back to the previous story. They had seen,
Mm-hmm.
so the ability to see that we talked about last week, the ability to recognize a deeper truth and to let that change you.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big part of what this Lenten experience is about. To look again, to see at a deeper level, to come to a deeper trust, and to allow that to change and transform our lives.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the heart of the season, I think.
If God can raise the dead to life, then what do we need to be afraid of?
That's the question, right? Yeah.
If we see that, if we trust that, then
Anything's possible
anything's
for us.
possible, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Gives us the hope of heaven,
Mm-hmm.
as I think some Christian artist puts it.
Mm-hmm. And the transformation of life on this earth.
Absolutely, yeah. Good.
Can you see that? Can you see that? That's the question that I think we're invited to by both of these last two stories. Can we see it?
Mm-hmm.
And if we can see it, then do we dare to trust that and live accordingly?
Absolutely. Let's take that with us as we go into next week now.
Mm-hmm.
Take it with you too, dear listener.
We come to Palm Sunday next week and the beginning of Holy Week and then Easter. So we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day or night or whatever.